Daria's got it right. Look at this postdoc leadership. Me? Yes, correct. I feel like if I get it to FedEx before 6 p.m., it'll get there tomorrow.
Okay.
Because it's overnight.
It doesn't have to go far.
I overnighted it too, so I paid some amount of money for it to be.
I would welcome more.
I think it should move more to the right.
Alex, where are you gonna stand?
I am. Oh, where?
Yeah.
It honestly can't be far away because I don't have a slide changer.
Do you want someone to sit there and change your slides?
No, that's okay.
but if
Well,
you're
it would be
standing there,
obvious.
it's fine.
I wrote slide changes into the toast. Because I need to make sure I don't miss the cues.
If you point, then I can change your slides.
This should be okay. Even if you
I
stand
think
right
we're
there,
okay.
you're good.
Okay.
I think we're good. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, I think this should be okay. There's no one watching this.
It looks so bad.
It doesn't look so
Or
bad.
chicken.
I think it looks
It's the
great.
best chicken cake I've ever seen.
I've never seen a better chicken cake in person.
You know what? If I had to do it again, I think we learned a lot. We should have
For
practiced
the next
it.
chicken defense.
We should have practiced it. Oh my god. I don't know how I'm making it through like the next 5 hours, but I have zero plans. So. Oh, we brought snacks. We brought snacks again. I didn't know we did that.
Oh, Cassie's looking for
At the table.
Yeah, I think we're. Yeah, are we gonna make Cassie sit?
Okay,
Should we make Cassie sit right in front?
right here.
But sit, she can't sit.
Yeah, no, in one of those chairs.
You planned the event. You call the shots.
I'll have Laura and Cassie sit there side by side.
Should they hold hands?
I like the drama.
The drama. Are you guys both fly out tomorrow, right? Same time? Taking a lift together?
You guys
I'm not really planning on it.
Okay.
I have to say goodbye to my cat.
I have to go to the international terminal. So it'd be 2 separate flights anyways. I am. When it's domestic.
No quarter for you?
No border this time. I know. My parents really didn't want me to fly border. Because they were worried because the airport's on an island, the weather was bad. After the windstorm for Thanksgiving last year.
It was so cool. And so I couldn't
Yeah, it looks really.
I'm excited. Funny and nice.
I think this is a very nice.
Yeah. I think This is exactly what I was hoping for. I didn't want it to look like it wasn't homemade. That was a high risk.
Right?
What time did you see the movie?
In that whole
Saturday
recipe,
afternoon.
2.5 pounds of butter.
Staying off a little bit.
It was so much
Pardon?
butter.
When does Lauren move up?
We don't know officially yet. I think her job offer is, I think she wants to July 1st. Oh, start date, so.
For that one and the 2 supplementary.
She doesn't, yeah, she
There
doesn't
are 2
have
small
a thesis
supplementary.
date yet, but she's hoping April, May.
The piping tank burst open, so I made it in the sky. It was like a flush.
But I think that's not the
When I was waiting for Laura, it was in Catalyst, and they had a really festive Christmas playlist. And I was just sitting there humming for 20 minutes. It was oddly calm.
I a little bit feel like that too. I don't. That's my idea for
If
it.
you let the head come off all the way, there's a joke to be made about like a chicken running around with its head cut off.
Or live poultry fresh killed.
There's that too. There's so many options.
Here? Here.
Yeah, and Laura's gonna sit right here.
Oh, okay. I checked her up.
She knows this is the room, right?
I told her it was
Okay.
the war room. So.
Is she?
I checked, I knocked on her office and she didn't answer.
I put like $5 in the fact that she's not in there.
Okay.
At least we know there's an in-person notification.
Me?
No.
Oh, okay.
You have to show her the sky though,
The
and
sky.
explain it.
Okay. I will.
Oh man, I forgot
I
my
just want to
chicken.
make it very clear that any issues with the cake were my responsibility.
No, just one of the cakes. I'll take partial
There's multiple
responsibility
cakes?
for the
Oh my
other.
Of course.
Chicken run.
That's great.
I can't claim credit for Chicken Run.
Oh,
That's the
you
name
did that?
of,
Okay, go Greg.
It's a movie.
Slack private channel. Well, it's a movie too.
Oh
but
wait, is
it
that
was
what you
applied to
called the
us.
channel? Was Chicken Run?
I don't know.
Was I there? Were we near each other when I made that?
I was on another floor. I think. You made it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm saying credit goes to you for
Oh.
pulling the name from the movie.
I thought you were like, I take credit for the name.
Oh, I said I can't. I said I can't.
I'm gonna need a couple
I swear I can't.
No, I was just confused. I was like, maybe we were talking and I just wasn't there. Okay.
I was tracking for like a month. That's good. That's good. Okay, well that's done. Whew.
Close session.
Yeah, it was good. It was. There was like only one question that I just like started rambling. I was like, is that what you're asking about? I don't know. It was about like tumor glycogen. I was like,
Just a heads up, this is live streaming currently.
So everyone can hear you.
oh, okay.
Not that you're saying anything,
Yeah.
in case you were about to say
That's
something.
great to know. I was not. That was pretty much the end of it.
That's an excellent closed session with no problem solved.
Yeah. Otherwise, it was great. So.
Aaron wanted to just watch.
Oh, nice. Okay. Oh, so tired. So stressed.
You're done now.
No,
It's over.
it's over.
You're a doctor.
Got the signatures.
Was it the right paper?
It was the right paper.
Can I sign your spares?
Yes. I was like, let me just pull 2 out of these 6 out, and then you guys can sign these 2.
Oh, you saw there was a note inside
Inside the chicken?
the air chicken.
No.
Oh, yes.
I also didn't know that was from hers. I texted texted Christine because it was like together, and then she's like, I think that's from Aaron.
Oh, I put the detail in a message to Jordan. Anyway, the chicken is from Aaron. Say hi to Aaron.
Hi, Aaron. Thank you for the chicken.
Aaron, I tried to stealthily drop it off like you asked.
Because there are multiple ones that we yesterday.
Let's talk to Sass.
Like I was telling Victoria, I listened to like Cowboys Christmas playlist for 30 minutes today. And now I just have various Christmas songs stuck in my head.
Were you just sitting in front of their like electric fireplaces? Like,
Is Erin there? Or are you talking to Erin just now?
she's there.
It's on YouTube live stream. She can see you. You can't see her. Okay.
But I know ways to get it because she didn't say she gave me the key.
Oh, she asked us.
I'm like, they didn't ask me to, but I know like.
I don't know. I think we should ask her.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you have her number? I do have her number. She's online. Spencer just messaged her. Did Erin message you asking for the link, right?
How long do you think Amsterdam can survive it?
She what?
Room temperature?
It looks like
Oh,
a dirt.
yeah, that I know. I'll just call her. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure if Laura would be
I decided to send Steve as well.
Decided what?
We're good.
I decided to send
I
Steve
didn't know.
as
I
well.
thought that was like disseminated from people. So.
Yes.
I passed. Okay. Sorry, I didn't
I just
realize.
took off. I was like, how fast can I
We came
go?
with like pushy cry, they said no, so we're super cheap ass.
Oh yeah.
So-
Like, I passed.
So as you went
I
by,
had
so we just assumed that
Now I can't go. It's great.
Oh, okay.
I had 20 whole minutes. 10 minutes there. I was gonna go to FedEx to drop off a package,
Oh, I don't know.
but then everyone was
Maybe
like,
I should have knocked harder.
I feel like last pickup is 7. I should look that up. I mean, it's fine. It's like bacteria that lives in the dirt. But I also said there's no bacteria. Technically, there's very little bacteria.
It's true. And that's like the safest.
What did you guys do? 15 minutes and I was.
We just sat in the
No.
No, don't look.
I haven't seen. They told me not to look.
It looked really good last night.
Oh. I can't wait. I'm very excited. What?
Rashida,
Oh yeah. Yeah, no. What did you do? Smell good. Yeah.
You know what I really identify with? This week.
Oh, yes, I've seen that.
I have never felt anything so spiritually.
It's, yeah, I feel like, and I've mainly seen that from my female friends who like it and retweet it or do all of it because I feel like
It's exactly how I write an email.
yeah.
And I think about how many sentences I've used with periods.
I usually do the comment at the end too. You can't do more exclamation points than periods.
I'm going to stop using exclamation points. Entirely.
It'd be amazing if you just switched to all emojis instead of exclamation points.
Can you imagine? I would. Laura would kill me. My favorite thing about working with Jessica Seeliger is that she never CCs Laura in. And I'm like, perfect. I just like tell Laura, I'm like, I'm going to Stony Brook and these are the dates. Here's my plan for, I am booked all the way through April next year. So come back, do some experiments, try to finish this thing before my term meeting, go to Stony Brook, do Apex experiments, come back here, analyze the data at the core, write my research proposal while doing some forward research, and then with that, prep my talk for ACS, go to ACS, come back from ACS, go to London, then it's April.
Yeah. It was,
So,
I think it was.
I don't know what I'm doing with my life.
They came back and
What's a London vacation or another conference?
Chloe is living there right now as a like intern in like a what's it called? Theater. So she like is stage managing. I don't know, some apprenticeship thing, but it's like yeah.
Okay, just checking.
Are you expecting me to be worried? I can't be worried right now. I like this is the first time it broke. I didn't.
No, I don't submit the presentation. I submit like so they've had it for a while. Should I message her? Why not? Maybe she's on.
Should I just give her a call?
Yeah. I mean, it's not yet 5, so I guess it's like, I don't know. Maybe
I just wanted to make sure that you had the right person that we're able to there was a Slack channel made about the organizer, and I think someone must have forgotten. Sorry about that. Yeah, sorry about that. We're good. Fine. We're breezing. We're breezing. It's not you. We're breezing.
Easy breezy.
We're talking about cows and motion upward.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm assuming cows getting stuck in tornadoes.
Oh,
Maybe.
maybe.
What is the truth?
Could be, yeah.
And then how would you also
Oh, yeah. Just not sure what's happening.
All I can say is they made a cake yesterday, and they woke up there was a slight issue with it.
Oh, no.
They've been fighting with all this.
Oh, no.
That is all I would say.
Oh my gosh! That's so cool.
Martha Stewart let us astray.
She let you stray. It's incredible. I love
Do you want to see what it used to look like, Cassie?
it. Sure.
Do you want to see the progression?
I do.
So last night,
It like a PhD is an endeavor.
She doesn't have any cardio.
no, that's fine. Last night when we went to bed, this is what it looked like.
Beautiful.
I woke up this morning, opened the fridge.
Oh my gosh.
And so we stuck the head back on, and then
That's
as I was standing here,
admirable.
and you were here, it fell over again.
Oh
But it's
man.
back up.
It's top heavy.
But I have new ideas for if I were to do this again.
Yeah. That's great. I mean, I don't.
I might make another chicken cake. There's a non-zero chance. I need you to know that.
Oh, I love it. It's great. It's really good.
I think I have a better understanding of the anatomy of a chicken now too.
That they're just very tough.
No.
I feel like their heads are pretty small. So.
Should we add Laura to the channel?
That would be.
That's a power move.
Oh my goodness.
Deep's just posted in it, so.
The lamp is dimming. I'm sure it's not.
It'll be fun. Whew. I appreciated Phil's
Question?
phone-in question. That was great. From someone at Kaleido.
He texted me like, can you ask me a question? I'm like, can I say this from you? He's like, yeah. And he sent me one. He's like, actually, let me rephrase it. And he sent it again with like a couple words changed. And then it like, I misread one of the sentences and tried to like recover. And then
I don't know if I answered it right.
No, you did.
You did? Okay.
yeah. No, it was just trying to relate to other shows. Trying
I
to
tried to
relate
give you a fun, breezy question.
That was great. I was hoping someone would ask that.
Okay, thanks for leaving me off the Slack channel, people.
There was eye contact made.
Laura, you have to sit over here.
No, I know. I'm just pointing out that
That you were not on the Slack channel? Yeah, that's my bad, actually.
I think right. We're gonna have a new way of communicating so people don't get left off of Slack.
I can just put you on the Slack channel next time.
No, I know. I'm glad you guys make your own channels, but I think most things should be open to everyone.
We just had, it couldn't be open to
Unless
Cassie.
it's Cassie.
And then
Yeah,
nothing.
she's on nothing. But yeah, we got it. Next time this is a learning experience.
Okay.
So, we're here to toast Dr. Jarvis.
Wait, no. What? We don't have anything to toast.
It's
with.
on its way. It's on its way.
No, I brought it.
Oh, you brought it?
It's here!
It's here. Who did you think was bringing it? Somebody left off of this Slack channel?
Wait, guys, where is Deeps?
So
That's not going anywhere fast.
Can somebody message Deeps?
Deeps still back.
What? How do they know where to go? Exactly my point. That's another
What?
Cassie, that's the toast, by the way.
And we're
That's
done.
it.
Oh my gosh.
This is just what happens when you're not involved in organizing it.
Oh, no, I'm just kidding. It's great. Very much looking forward to it.
It's just like this session,
It's
right?
good.
I make a reference to a television show that we watched.
Yes.
Our graduation, or your
I
graduation.
can't wait.
Look for that.
I will. I'll be looking. I have a couple ideas, so.
Yeah. No, that's
I'll go distribute.
I guess I could also help. Yeah. I can help.
you're the person we're celebrating.
Not
so
help.
you got to
Yeah.
no.
I would just go for me.
Oh yeah, but it's like, I don't know how much time there is to be in some ways.
What? You're very quiet.
You know, there's like an hour to
Are you thinking?
I took an Adderall and then
Oh no, I'm sorry.
just because we
right? Because
don't lie.
we got $1.50.
My dad tried to watch
That's me. What?
He said he watched it. He said he
I'm like, nope.
He said,
He sent his text.
I feel like
That's really funny.
But then her Grace said congrats. Grandma Beach said congrats. And so did
That's sweet.
Kristen.
Oh, I'm gonna text them. Thank you for their cards. They don't. Do they know I opened it? Oh shoot.
wait, did you tell me? I didn't tell him anything. All I know is my mom gave it to me like 2 weeks ago to make sure she didn't forget.
Oh, okay. I'll text them tonight. Oh, thank you. We're good. We'll try this again. So. I'm ready to go pass out face down. I'm so tired.
You look up tomorrow and be like, what year is it? 2020.
Soon to be 2020. So snuck it in at the tail end.
Wait, Laura, I think it's just.
They sent me a oh no.
Victoria?
Is it top?
Is the link not working? It's not the same link?
She says she's received.
Okay. One moment, please.
I think this is all great.
She says the top audience. Maybe now.
Here. Tell her I just posted a new link. Yeah.
She doesn't see the parties. You're sending a new link?
I just posted a new link in Chicken Run. Tell her to check Slack.
Oh, thank you. Do I have two?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Great.
Are you trying to get it for Dina?
Yeah.
Does she see it now?
It's a new link.
New link.
Not yet.
I know, I remembered. I make this mistake every time.
Do you? You're like, oh, I gotta
She's
try
like, I'm
this.
so thirsty. I'm gonna have a drink.
I always was like, keep pouring, you want to taste something. But then we have to do a toast.
Are we there yet?
I'm very thirsty.
But you did, like, talk for an hour.
Okay.
Just FaceTime.
That's true.
Just FaceTime.
She doesn't want to say But yeah.
Should you talk to her?
Ding, ding, ding.
Send the link.
I just sent her the link.
Do you have Zoom?
No, we're using YouTube.
All right. So,
Take two.
Facebook Live.
we're beginning again, and we're here to toast Dr. Jarvis.
Now we can.
So, to start this toast, I need to start with a confession. The other day, I let Cassie know that I was going to be toasting her, and she expressed a certain sense of relief because she felt like there was only so much I could embarrass her compared to maybe other people in her life, maybe her sister or her mom. She had expressed this a day after I had become Facebook friends with Laura Jarvis,
Oh my gosh.
taking photos
Oh my god.
for the toast. So, sorry. So what I obtained were 28 primo grade A photos, and I picked my favorites out of this. And so we'll have visual aids in this PowerPoint. So our story begins in 1991. Cassie and the Jarvis family are from Illinois, and that's where she was born and raised. And early on, it was very apparent that Cassie was going places in life. She had a certain flair. And this certain flair, it just grew into Cassie that we know today. There's, you just can't stop her. It was also during this time when she was growing up that she discovered a certain love for science. And along with her love of science, things she cultivated growing up included a love of volleyball that she brought to the Kiesling group and the Kiesling group team. So when Cassie leaves, we're going to lose a lot of knowledge about immunology and science, but we're also going to lose some important miles per hour on the average serve speed for the team. We're going to lose some intensity, but that's okay. The group will continue on. So I met
That was
Cassie.
very nice.
Sorry, Cassie.
It's okay. They'll do great. My cannons can can press on.
So when I met Cassie, we both met when we were young badgers.
God.
And so we met at the University of Wisconsin-Madison. And the thing that I always thought was crazy was that even though me and Cassie wound up joining the same lab, in another world, if we picked slightly different labs, I would never meet Cassie because I was in the biochemistry program and not the chemical biology program. And apparently those are two very different things. But luckily for me, I joined the right lab to get to meet Cassie. And when I met Cassie in grad school, I figured out that we had a lot of things in common. We both were born and raised in Illinois. We were born 1 week apart, and we like a lot of the same TV and the sense of humor. And so I got to meet this great person, and I saw her more and more as grad school continued on. And part of that for me was starting to go work in the chemistry building more than I was in the biochemistry building. And so in Wisconsin, we were in 2 different buildings, the 2 halves of our lab. And when I would go over to the chemistry building, I felt like Bambi on ice, kind of just like stumbling around, trying to figure out what I was doing, where I was going. And Cassie was always a really great person to kind of check in with, and she was always there to be patient and understanding and just super helpful. And even to this day, when I go down from the 5th floor to the 4th floor, I'm still like, hey, Cassie, can you help me? And so I want to say that it was during that time when I got to know her more in Wisconsin, I got to learn 2 things. One, that Cassie's a really great scientist, and she's also a really great person. So I'll start by saying how Cassie's a really great scientist, kind of in a similar way to what Laura was saying earlier today, is that Cassie can really do it all. She started as a synthetic chemist, and since then she went on to do cell biology and mouse work and chicken work. And something that always really impressed me was everything that she took on was a trial by fire. It was things that there weren't necessarily answers for out there, and she just had to like go in and figure it out. And she really made the most of it. She figured out what was important, and she got the work done. And even though she always thinks of herself as panicking, I think to like people who don't know her very closely, it's remarkable how calm she really seems when she's taking on these big things. And so when reflecting on some of the big undertakings that Cassie had in grad school, there were 3 hashtags that came to mind. The first big thing that Cassie took on was hashtag particulate polymer pandemonium. So when Cassie was, I think, 2nd year, 3rd year, we really didn't understand why some of her results looked so different from older grad students, and she had to go in and figure it out and try to deliberately do something that might take years to happen otherwise. And so there was a lot of liquid nitrogen involved in that, and there was freezing and thawing and heating and dumping in salt, but Cassie figured it out. There was also microscopy mania the first summer that we were here, where Cassie figured out how to make the microscopy workflow really work for her. And then the final and my favorite is chicken fever, and I think that's a lifelong affliction.
Yeah, I think
so. And then I also want to say that while Cassie's an incredible scientist, she's also an even better person. One, in childhood, she really learned right from wrong early on and got this good sense of morality as a junior Power Ranger. And also, she's an animal lover, both with animals in real life and all cats.
Oh my gosh. Where are these coming from?
But all jokes aside, we're here because Cassie is a wonderful friend, a wonderful sister, and a wonderful daughter. And everyone in this room is so proud of you and your accomplishments, and we're tremendously excited for the next chapter that you're about to begin. So with that, here's to Dr. Jarvis.
Cheers.
What are you doing up there?
Sorry, there's one last one.
I actually don't know.
Oh my god! Why?
I won't make us stay there. I'll keep going.
I don't actually know what I'm doing up there. Oh, of course.
You're what?
Cooling? Oh, naturally. So.
It looks so natural.
Oh yeah, very.
So we made a cake.
Thank you.
Is that how they do it?
I'm glad you're still talking to me.
Say no. Say no. So.
Present Cassie?
Oh, sure.
We're just hassling.
The volleyball team might not go on.
They'll be great. They'll probably maybe go on better without my
I was told that was
particular brand of intensity.
I just thought it was so funny. Yeah, we'll miss you, but we'll go on.
We're gonna make
Sorry.
it. It's fine.
We have too good of a name to ever stop playing.
That's true.
Like, it's
True.
Oh, I did buy
Wow.
You have to read it all.
Read
Oh, right now? Oh, can I read this?
No, you don't have to.
Oh, okay.
But you have to read the front.
That's great. On your adoption / or
Do you want to?
thesis defense shares.
That's great.
Oh gosh. Another envelope.
That's one of the envelopes here.
Yeah, of the.
Oh, and
One of the mini envelopes.
what is it? Oh, thank you.
Wow, you
Incredible.
could relax a little
Yes.
bit.
Oh my gosh, thank you.
Just a touch.
But can you?
I'll try. I'll do my best.
Sounds good.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Okay.
Wow. That is bad. I am really sorry. I will fix the champagne for all future.
Then you can be in the Slack channel.
Too soon, Catherine.
No, this is just, no. It was just, sometimes delegation doesn't always work for me.
Some fun stories about Cassie.
Yeah,
Hey,
let's hear.
Hang on. Can you show the other thing that we made?
Yeah,
And people can.
yeah.
So we made a cake, and Martha Stewart a little bit let us down. But we still made it. You want to go get it?
Sure, she already saw it.
Yeah, but again, I don't like. You have to cut it.
Has Cassie's family ever seen the couch?
Oh no! Oh, I didn't even put that in my. I should have put that in my.
we
notes.
didn't.
No. I don't think that would be appropriate because it couldn't ever be as good as the one that
That's
we had.
true. We didn't do that.
Do you have it on there?
Oh, but I
Anyone
did
have-
tweet about Coach K, just so you know. In your pregame huddle with Cassie before her defense. You can catch it later. I figured you might not have been on
Awesome.
Twitter.
Great.
That's really good. Oh my goodness!
It tastes like lip gloss.
Wow! Wow!
How heavy is this?
It's not that it's heavy, it's that it's structurally
Preserve
unsound.
Oh my god, that's just fantastic.
Let me get the knife.
Do you want to see how good it looked last night?
Yeah.
It looked really good last
Can
night.
you post that to our Twitter?
I will.
Did it just have a rough travel time?
See, look. It was really cute.
Yeah. It had a rough night.
This is supplemental.
Oh, nice. Okay,
In
great.
case there's a lot of skewers.
I drew a dendritic
Oh,
cell
okay.
and Victoria didn't like it, so she covered it in blue icing.
I accidentally burst the piping bag.
Oh gosh. Okay. This is great.
So this is chocolate cake.
I love it. This is excellent.
Like last night.
That's
It was in the
fantastic.
fridge overnight, and I woke up this morning to that.
I
Live
think you
poultry,
patched
fresh
it together really well.
So enjoy the cake, Cassie. Cut it.
Oh, okay.
Here are good plates.
Okay.
Victoria, I'm proud of you for not approaching her with a
I know. I did try to
Oh my goodness.
They're such awkward people.
Mm-hmm.
I'm reminded of that all the time.
It's great.
Okay.
Oh, thank you. Is there like a best strategy? Should I go for like
You know what?
the
I
hind,
actually
the
don't
beak?
know. You should just really wing it. But you should behead it first. It's polite.
It's barely off.
I think I hit a skewer.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
let's not. Yeah, that's good.
Okay.
Let's put the head on a little plate. Oh my gosh. Martha Stewart is really not to be trusted.
Martha Stewart didn't have the chopstick in the initial design.
It was really cute. The initial design.
All right. I think
Yeah,
we're
now
good.
you see why she was worried about making money.
Well, I guess you and the IRS agree on something, Laura.
Me and the IRS, yeah, we're close.
How big?
I don't know.
3 cakes, Cassie. You
That-
can be generous.
Okay,
Yeah.
so like
Cut them up
that.
in some fashion. It's fine. We'll survive.
Do you want some help, Cassie?
Yes,
Yeah, Cassie,
please.
You need that.
Wait, oh, this is a skewer.
Is this like an Oreo cake or something?
No.
It's very chocolatey.
Yeah, it looks
Okay.
extremely chocolate.
There's a whole box of cocoa.
Yeah, you
So
know
like
that
this?
that's
That's
good.
good?
I think. That's great.
No,
It's brilliant.
it's Hershey's.
Excellent.
But it's Hershey's Special
You
Dark.
can, depending on what people
Wegmans.
want. It's
Yeah.
Wegmans? Wegmans cocoa?
No, Wegmans eggs.
Who doesn't love that?
If only we could have gotten the antibody eggs for this.
That would have been great.
Can you imagine?
We made these with eggs from.
Oh my gosh.
Alex was asking me afterwards, does that bother the chickens? Do they have inflammation because they have downregulated? He was worried about like autoimmune responses.
Oh, yeah,
to
'cause they're
downregulate
eating.
IL-10.
Oh yeah, it does bother
Does it?
me. Well, I mean, they stop producing eggs if they get too if it gets too much.
If they get too sad.
Yeah. So I think if that makes them sad, then.
Wait, you mentioned that they're trying to stimulate meat production or like get them poultry?
Oh yeah, so that they.
It's good for the food chain. Maybe not good for egg layers.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if they treat with the antibodies before they like gain weight at the same rate as like antibiotic.
There might be stuff in there.
Yeah.
Check in there.
Is there like a sink to wash my hands after this?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
In the back.
Are these okay sizes?
Yeah, you're
Okay.
doing. I think you can make them bigger. These are
Oh.
very small.
I'm so sorry. Okay.
It's just here. Yeah, it's.
And then we had 2 other kids.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, and I wrote Dr. Jarvis on one.
Here, I'm gonna just.
Well,
Yay!
Sorry.
How about if we just put these out on the table and just start sliding them down, kids?
Okay. Thank you.
We're gonna go.
Speed.
We're gonna stop.
Time for. Oh, I'm so
It's
sorry.
okay. Here, I'm gonna. We're gonna just.
Oh yeah, go for it.
Yeah. No. No.
Absolutely not.
No forks for you.
Very festive. I think there's maybe another.
There's more.
Is there dowel in there?
No,
No.
there
Okay.
shouldn't be. There's like some cake pop stuff.
Okay.
I've been warned about eating undercooked chicken.
Undercooked chicken.